Yo, what up, people? I would like to lead into this by saying I really don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I have no idea. I got my wisdom teeth pulled recently, or one of them, anyways. I feel like I'm a little bit sick, so I feel like I'm a little bit off. It's my first day. Then I went back to work, so I just feel like I'm very up and down and back and forth, and I'm a little bit confused. But I guess I figured that I would just sit here and just try. And I guess that's the perfect title for today's episode is just try. I get the fear of trying. I get the fear of the idea of failure, but why don't we all just try? Why don't we all just try and get up? And even if we do fail, isn't that the same thing that will make us uncomfortable, that we'll suddenly grow from? So why don't we just try? Try and get up and write when we don't feel that we want to. Try and stop on our way home to record a podcast that we have no idea what we're going to say, and try and, go and make that cut on that thing that you've been hesitating to do. Try and do that at home project that you've been hesitating on. Try and go outside more often. Try and get back to work even though you felt like you were off for the past week. Try and get up earlier. Just try. Just try. And I think another thing that we fail to realize is that there is more than just failure and success. There is some middle ground. I think a lot of us choose to not believe that there's a middle ground on anything and everything, because it makes it a lot simpler and easier to judge and put things into little neat boxes with little neat bows on top that we'll never open and get to know the complexity of. But if we just try, we'll find that we're a lot closer to success than we are failure, because that effort in itself is success. There's not just a failure and a success. There's trying and learning from it. There's trying and half succeeding. There's trying and getting a product that's very close to the product that you know you want to be perfect, but it's not quite perfect yet. So just try. Just get up and make an effort, no matter what it is, no matter what it costs. I understand that the idea of the effort is the same thing that freezes you to the spot that you are currently in. But what's better? Sitting still and being concerned about what comes next, or trying and failing and finding out that it either wasn't for you, or finding out that there's the opportunity to grow from it? I think the latter. I think you have the opportunity to seize the day. I think you have the opportunity to try, regardless of what that gives to you or what that takes from you. Whatever it takes from you is meant to be taken, and whatever it gives to you is meant to be learned from. So try. Get up and try. Make an effort. Like I said, there's not just this failure and success. There's an extreme middle ground that we all just refuse to touch on, because it makes it a lot easier for us to refuse the potential that we have in this life. But the truth is, we have potential in this life. And you're not going to fulfill that potential every time that you try, but you're going to fill that potential sometimes when you try. But if you don't try, you're never going to fulfill that potential. If you don't try, you're never going to enjoy or appreciate or take part in anything. We hesitate. We hesitate all the time, and that's what I've been doing. I've been using feeling off or having a wisdom tooth taken out or feeling like I'm about to get sick as an excuse to not try, an excuse to not get up, because what if I don't live up to the idea of what I am in my own head? Who's going to judge me? Me. And you know how horrible that feels when I close that door behind me? Horrendous. I absolutely can't stand it. I really can't. But who's to say that I need to judge myself in the first place? Me. It's all on me. It's all me. I'm the only person who's judging me. I'm the only person who's putting that wrong foot forward against myself. And on the topic of putting a foot forward, who's to say that every time you put a foot forward and you try, that you need to have the correct footing? Who cares if you slip, and who cares if you fall? Just you? That's all that I thought. It's just you. Nobody else is depending on you to make this world exactly what you plan on making this world, to accomplish these dreams that are so big and so massive that you just don't even know how to put them into words without making other people feel like you are an absolute lunatic. This reality that you're trying to carve for yourself, it doesn't come unless you try. So try. So try. And that pressure that you feel on yourself, it's only coming from you. So try without that pressure. And at least try to not hold that pressure for yourself. At least try to absorb the idea that there is more to this life than just what you're treating yourself like. You're treating yourself like you are a prop or a pawn and a means to an end. You're simply something to create a product. You're nothing other than that. Now, if you try and create that product, you will get a lot closer to yourself than you were anticipating. And now that's the scary thing. That goes back to what I was saying. I've been using this idea that I'm about to get sick, or this idea that, oh, my tooth hurts, or this idea that this or that is going on as a reason to not try. Now, that's not me saying that I need to go overkill in every single moment and I'm not entitled to relaxing, because that's a different topic. But I've been using these things as an excuse to not try. Been using these things as a reasoning for why I won't even attempt at fulfilling the person that I can or cannot be. It's an excuse, because I know that if I'm at home alone struggling with something, even if it's something physical, whether that's a sickness or a tooth pain or I've got a headache or whatever it is, I know that when I'm alone dealing with those things, dealing with that first world kind of problem, or that first world idea of what a problem is, then once I close that door and I'm by myself, then suddenly it feels a lot worse. Do I know where I'm heading with this? I'm not really super sure, but I know that I've been holding myself back from trying and using certain things as pawns in order to stop me from trying. I'm using random reasons to stop me from being the person that I know that I can be, because realistically, what I was trying to say is, when I close that door, I know that if I don't live up to that, plus the physical ailment of whatever I'm currently dealing with, it will then feel like 10 times worse. So I just don't try in the first place. And I use these things as an excuse to not get up and try. And who's holding me back from that? It's me. Who's holding me back because I'm holding this unrealistic expectation? It's me. Who's putting that unrealistic expectation? It's me. The only person putting all these many things on myself to prevent me from trying, to prevent me from being the person that I can be or the person that I can't be, it's me. The only person holding me back is me. So why don't I get up and just try? Let's all collectively just try. We hesitate. We hesitate all the time. And I understand the hesitance. I understand holding yourself up because you're afraid of failure. But what is failure if it's not the uncomfortability that will help you grow? What is failure if it's not a step in the right direction? Failure can't just be failure. And if it is to you, then you are wasting an opportunity to learn and grow. And that's on you. That's failure. That's real failure. Not trying and then falling a little bit flat and then going at it again the next day. We can't keep holding ourselves back because we're afraid of what real growth looks like. Just trying will get you a lot closer to real growth, real internal growth, real you, authentic you. If you just try and you fail and you feel like shit, then that's real growth. If you're still behind that closed door when all is said and done, and you look at what you have and you say, this isn't good enough and I can't keep trying for today, then that's real growth. Then you have to feel as upset as you currently feel, and you have to process and grow through that. That's real growth. And that's why most of us don't actually try. Or maybe that's just me trying to project and trying to put that all onto you. Maybe you do try. If you do, you probably wouldn't be listening this far. Maybe you're not even listening this far in the first place. Maybe I'm just talking to myself, but maybe just trying is the thing that will have a difference between me talking to myself and me actually growing myself. I need to just try. I need to try and put this out. I need to try and write that song. I need to try and get up in the morning. When I said that I was going to get up in the morning, I need to try. I need to try and develop a relationship with the God that I know and love. I need to try and continue the relationship with the people that are around me. I need to try. Because if I don't try, then I will be a shell of a human being for the rest of my life. Now, there's a fine line between trying and feeling pressure over trying, and also feeling like you are just a shell of a human being no matter how much you do, no matter what you do. There's a fine line between your value being equated by how much you have an output on, or your value being equated by the fact that you're just a human being. Now, effort determines your value. Effort is how valuable you are, not how much you can accomplish through that effort. It's not about who you can be right then and there. It's about if you can at least attempt to be that person. If you can take those steps. And like I said, if you take those steps, who cares about if your footing is perfect? You have time to adjust your footing. If you're climbing this mountain and you're taking it step by step, then who cares if this current step is absolutely perfect? Nobody is holding it against you other than you. The only anxiety of falling is in your head. Nobody else is eyeing up your posture and making sure that you are perfect in every single step that you take. As long as you are still on that mountain, then you are still on that mountain and you still have a way to go. Now, another thing that I realize that I struggle with a lot, I'm going to try and not project with this, but I struggle with a lot, is I'm very focused on the 200th step in my process. So much so that I prevent myself from trying on this 15th step that I'm on, because what about that 200th step? What if I fuck up this one and then that will postpone that 200th step? What if that then becomes the 300th step? What if that becomes the 400th step? What if whatever I do now completely screws up that 200th step and it's just never going to happen again? It's not about what's ahead, it's about what you are currently in. And if I don't try, then I'm never going to reach that 200th step, so why am I sitting here concerning myself with it? So when I say we, maybe this doesn't apply to you, but we're all way too focused on the steps that are ahead of us, not the step that we are currently on. We're all too anxiety-ridden with the steps that are ahead of us to take that current step that is in front of us. Let's just work on trying, step by step, little efforts, as many little efforts as we can put in. Just put one foot in front of another, and if your footing is wrong, you can adjust it as you go. You can work on it as you go. You can grow as you go. And that's what trying and failing is. It's trying and growing from that try and learning how to try a little bit better the next time. And the difficult thing about trying is that you have to get up and do it every day. I understand that, and that's another thing that will hold you back, is because the closer you are to this reality where you try for yourself, the more you have to live up to this reality that you try for yourself. The more you are you, authentically you, the more that you actually have to be you and authentically you. And that's a dilemma that we all seem to face. Maybe this is me projecting in, but I'm trying. I'm trying here. I'm trying to relate. I'm trying to understand you, and more importantly, I'm trying to understand me and depict it for you guys in a way that we can all grow from, not just me. The important thing here is that we try. That trying, for me, personally, I get so scared of what's ahead that I don't try. I get so scared of real growth and being the person that I can be that I don't try. Because what if I don't live up to it? What if I try so hard and then I realize that I wasted my time? It's not wasted time then. It's learning, it's processing, it's growing, it's healing you. Whatever art you're in, whatever profession you're in, whatever line of employment you're in, whatever day-to-day hobby you're in, whatever idea of your connection with God that you're in, whatever form of meditation you're in, whatever you are in, it's meant to heal you in some way. Now, if you don't try it, you will become the same bitter human being that you decided that you wanted to prove wrong in this life. The same bitter human being that is the motivation for you day in, day out, because you are afraid of becoming them, or you are afraid of their words ringing true. That parent or teacher or mentor that was way too hard on you, or random family member that I'm not going to start listing different family members, whoever it is that's in your head, whoever it is that tells you that you're not worth trying for, whoever's actions have showed you that. Maybe if it's not their words, even if it's your own actions, you can't prove them right. You're here meant to prove them wrong. You're here, you're meant to succeed just by trying. And if you fail at that, again, the only person who's going to hold that against you is the only person that you have told these dreams and aspirations that you have held so high, and that is you. The only person who you are going to let down is the person who has envisioned this day in, day out, and that's you. So at least try for that person. Try for that person that means so much to you. Try for you. Try to make those ends meet. Try to make that profession become a reality. Try to make that passion become your everyday. Try to establish a footing in your life that you are not ashamed to live out. Just try. Just try. And like I said, if you fail, maybe it's not really failure. Maybe it's just growth. Maybe it's half failure, half success. Maybe it's something that you can just look at and understand in a way that will only help you become better. So just try. Just get up and just try. Because you're only holding yourself back if you don't try. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys listening. I don't really know where I'm at, but I'm trying, and I think that that's the important thing here. I don't really know who I am quite yet, but I'm trying to figure that out as I go. I don't really know what I want to accomplish, but I know that I want to help heal, and I'm trying for that, and that's the most important thing here, and I just hope that you try as well. I hope that you don't hesitate when you try, and I hope that if you hesitate, you understand that for what it is. Because that's what I try. You know? Whatever. I'm gonna go and probably blow my nose. Next time that you guys listen to an episode, I can blow my nose for you, if that's what you guys want. I can try that, you know? Putting feelers out, I'm trying. Probably going to blow my nose, probably going to take medicine because maybe my jaw and my tooth ache after the dentist yanked it out of my face. Maybe go eat ice cream with my mom because she brought ice cream home. Yeah, I'm going to try to be present in whatever I do. Now, I hope all this made sense, and I hope that you guys get up and try. But no matter what you do, I'm not judging you. The only person who's judging you is you. Because I care about you either way. And I love you guys. So, thank you guys for listening. Peace out. Be good. Keep trying. I love you.